Hopefully they get notified. There's some people coming in. Hi, guys. How's it going? Hi.
You're right in it.
Hi, Janae. Janae, do you want to supervise the chat for me? If I make you a moderator? Yeah, Nadia likes to be a star, right? So I'm going to try to get a link here posted in the group because I didn't anticipate on going live, but hey, whatever. So how'd you guys do with the eclipse today? Or didn't you really feel it? Janae, all it is like if you see somebody smarting off in chat or trolling, you just hold down on them and you can boot them out. Because I think I just put you as a moderator. Let's see. Yeah, I have you as a moderator. Usually it's pretty good, but once in a while there's a smart ass that comes in or somebody all bent out of shape and bitching and whatnot. Hi there. I love England. I was supposed to go there last year, but then COVID, so. Yep, this is my oldest Nadia. Sometimes when chats get retracted, you guys, I don't know why. It just happens. So, I don't know. I think it is part of the eclipse. I felt a bit drained myself. I always go through some of the shift before the rest of the collective does, so I know it's an emotional one for some of you. So, what do you mean by twin flames check-in? I do like a feminine energy and masculine energy check-in. It doesn't matter if it's twin flames or not or whatever you call it, your connection. I don't really go with the label of twin flames that much because I think there's a lot of false stuff behind it. So I think it's more or less been used for money making. So I don't go towards a direct label, okay? Because honestly, I feel twin flames is a more modern label. Divine counterparts is what people are more or less looking for, and divine counterparts is a real thing. However, twin flames is more of it's turned into more of a modern hijack. Okay, to be so. I'm trying to more or less shatter that, if that makes sense, to rebuild the true definition. Yes, cord removals remove dark energy, chakra blockages, cords, any of the artificial intelligent devices that may be implanted on you that are blocking your view, that sort of thing. But when you get a cord removal done or energy removal done, sometimes it can be painful, kind of. It really just depends on the person, because it's literally like removing, chains and cords and all this stuff that's been there for some of you all your life, basically. And it's like soul healing, so it's like soul retrieval, basically, and it's like kind of painful, purging, physical effects sometimes, stomach issues, even like acne, and there's been various different symptoms for people, so it just all depends. And when you do remove toxic cords to individuals, whether it's a person you're dealing with, like a lover or a masculine or feminine, whatever, or it's like your family and stuff like that, if you try to hook them back on and repeat the toxic cycles, it can be more painful, if that makes sense. So if you want to go that route to get, dark cords removed between you and somebody, or you and people in your life, you have to be ready to ascend past the karmic cycles that involve. If there's good cords there, you guys, those aren't the ones that get removed. It's the dark karmic cords, basically, if that makes sense. You guys, a lot of the cords you put there yourself. Okay, that's just kind of how it goes. And that's where I have found a lot of toxicity with twin flames and what's presented out there. Because the minute somebody hears, oh, that's your twin flame, whether they just hear it on a random video on YouTube or whatever the situation is, they automatically put that control cord between them and that other person because they believe it. And then they start following the program behind it. Okay, does that make sense? So then a cord develops. And then there's an outside source that has control and dictation behind this. Okay, so that's the toxicity behind what twin flames has been presented to be, taking away from the true definition of the divine counterparts. Okay, but that's not the only program out there that I have discovered in the spiritual community that has control cords and devices. I mean, it can be a lot of different things out there. So anything with rules behind it, dictations, any of that, expectations, trying to control somebody's free will, that sort of thing. A lot of times there's a cord developed devices and that sort of thing behind that. And unfortunately, how I've seen twin flames presented has become a control. Trying to control somebody's free will, trying to dictate. Okay, to be fair, think about it this way, like a collective, I do a collective on the feminine and masculine energies, which you can relate to both sides, or you can relate to partial of each side. But when you're not following collective anymore, you're more or less on your own path, is how I see it. Okay, so when there's like these shifts with these, twin flame or soul connections or what have you, and you're like, following these shifts every single day, you're going by a controllable program. That's how I see it. Okay, so when people are like, well, I only follow like part of your collective, I'm like, cool, then that means you're more on your own path, right? So, the labels are just, it's me, I don't care. It's bullshit anymore. Like I explained the other day, I have gotten wrapped up into the false light. I feel it's false light. There's people out there like, nobody has a right to say what's false light, what's not. Okay, that's fine. I don't care. You do have a right to your opinion. But I honestly feel like there's a large portion of the spiritual community that's taking away from, Mother Earth and getting connected to Mother Earth. And that's kind of how I feel spirituality more or less is. Not this la la land bullshit. Okay, because to me, that's a control. And there's people out there like promoting this control. It's an energy siphoning operation. Okay. It's up to you to decide what you feel is benefiting you, what you feel is leaving you stagnant, what you feel is a program controlling you. I personally don't watch videos really on YouTube. Okay, I don't really read stuff anymore and nothing like that because I don't want anything like controlling my view on anything. So I'm just here to like plant seeds and help guide you in a direction help guide you towards your own individual path. So I'm not here to tell you what to think, what to label your connection, what to label yourself. I don't care what you do. That's up to you. As long as you're happy, content, you feel free, you have a right to make your decision. So if I say I feel something's false light, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. That's up for you to decide. But I do feel a lot of the new age twin flame shit is false light. That's just my opinion. I mean, I feel it's pretty factual, to be honest, because I can see the light body and I can see some of the control like cords and devices on people, but you may not feel that way. That's fine. So that's totally up to you. But the problem is, so if I just label my videos like ascension or healing, nobody watches them. And my views are already down so much anyways because of shadow banning. Okay. So it's like I keep the label there because it is part of the twin flame or soul journey or the soulmate journey, whatever your label is, because it's like, you know, getting on the right track, getting free of programs, getting free of any dictation. So I feel it is still part of the whole journey because to me, like the twin flame thing is like collecting the pieces of your soul and putting yourself back together and balancing your inner feminine and masculine and then going on to a divine connection, whatever that may be. Whether it's the person that you are thinking of right now or somebody else, you know, letting go is a huge part of the program, is a huge part, you know, letting go of the program basically is a huge part of, I don't want to say I'm teaching a program because I'm trying to get you guys to let go of anything that's like controlling you because I want to see you free. Okay. So yeah, I know there's a lot of children, you guys, but you know, sometimes I just have to be honest. This is your situation, but I have had mothers come to me and say this about the dads, and then I'm like, wait a minute, but you tell your child to go to their dad and say this, this, and this, so you're just as bad. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of times there's two sides to everything because I've seen it. So I'm not saying that's your situation, but I know that parents, there's a lot of shit with control behind a lot of shit with parents too. And I've been a part of that myself where parents don't get along too and, you know, adults don't get along and kids are like stuck there, you know? So a lot of teenagers are going through tough times as well because they're having to break out of some of this shit too. So that's how I see it. That's why when a lot of people are waiting on a masculine energy and blame their family and blame everybody else for why they're not coming to them, it's like, you know, they're adults, okay? and they make their own decisions, and everybody right now has freedom. They have the path illuminated to them. If they don't want to take it, that's on them. So truth from the enemy is better than lies from your friend. Yeah, that's true. Yep. That's true. And, you know, I'm not a big politic person, but why do you think everybody hates Trump? Because he says stuff sometimes that is the harsh truth. Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't lie and he doesn't play both sides, but there's times where he says shit that's the truth and everybody's all bent out of shape because they don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't really even like politics and I really don't feel that either side is probably the best in office right now, but, you know, I do see that. I have to say I do see that with that one. Okay. And I know for me, like, okay, so I like, if let's say I'm texting people or I'm talking to people or friends and I say shit about the dark side of the program that's running us and the government and shit like that, and they get so freaking mad at me, they don't want to talk to me, they're triggered, they're pissed, okay, they shut down and stuff because it's the truth. So sometimes it's like, when you are a truth speaker, you have to almost play the devil's advocate too, to what they see as the devil's advocate, if that makes sense. So, sorry guys, I forgot to shut my sound off. I know people get pissed about that. So, yeah, Lisa, that's the best you can do. I mean, you're doing the best you can do. So, yeah, because I've seen some mothers that are like, oh, the dad's such a dick and he's this and that. And then they tell their kids, like, if your dad's girlfriend or whatever is mean, you call me and tattle. And it's like, what the fuck? Come on now. There's like a lot of games sometimes that they don't see they're doing and stuff too. Yeah, you can remove cords yourself. I've removed them off myself. Sometimes you ascend. Excuse me, I get burps sometimes. Sometimes you vibrate above a certain level and they release themselves, or you even release programs yourself. Some people are waking up to some of the new age shit and they're like, wait a minute. Okay, what I'm following is just leaving me in this vicious circle. And they're like, this is bullshit, I'm going to break away. And then all of a sudden the program device comes off them. So you can literally remove them yourself without being consciously aware that you're doing that. Okay, so, but if you do want cord removals, I do recommend it, because if you're obsessing about situations, trying to worry about somebody else's free will, really struggling to release you guys, but you have to be ready for the pain that comes behind it. And you have to have the willpower to keep them off, because you can reconnect them. And the next time you reconnect them, it can be harsher. Okay, because we've had people come and get them removed and then come a month later and they're like, I fucked up, I need another removal, So, and a lot of times when you do get them removed, there's paranoia, there's like worry behind it, and that sort of thing, because you're used to them. Okay? And you do go grab for them again. So there's sometimes a relapse, but then, you reject the cord sometimes because you start feeling that again. And you're like, no, I don't want that again. Okay. And when it comes to the people that you remove cords from or have these, karmic vicious cycles from, you're gonna like kind of recognize the patterns, and you almost kind of just have to back away and withdraw for a little bit from these individuals while you recover, so you don't go back to the old demons that were controlling you, if that makes sense. Or if you do associate with these people, like, you need to have boundaries too, or resist the temptations of going back to that stuff. So some people call cord removals, I've been told, oh, you're blocking divine unions. So I don't feel that way, because I feel like if a divine union is meant to be together, you want to be in your individual strength and your own individual high vibration and be your whole self, so you can have that divine union you're looking for. If you're corded and chained together like that, it's probably not going to happen. So I don't feel it's putting a wedge in divine unions. However, it's not a promise that that individual is going to be the person that you're in a union with. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so some people get a little bit pissy and stuff like that, but I don't know. So it's up to you if you want to remove cords or not. And if I have people that are really frantic about cord removal, I'm like, you're probably not ready. Okay, and I don't want people coming back and getting them all the time. I don't want that. I want you guys to be like free and content in your own individuality, so that you can go on to the new age of Aquarius and feel free. So, yep, that if you look at somebody differently and you don't feel the same anymore, you likely did remove the cord yourself. Yes, absolutely. You can do it through meditation. And like I said, you guys, you just rise above and grow past a certain connection with people in your life, and you do it yourself. Okay, so it's just that some people, they have a really strong chain or cord on somebody, and they just want a little help getting it off. And that's kind of what some of it is removing what you're struggling to get away from. Okay, so, and right now, like, the diversity with the two sides of the two timelines right now, you guys, it's gonna get like just kind of chaotic. So, social distancing or locking yourself down in your house right now, it probably is okay. Like, I'm totally fine not out being around toxic individuals right now. Okay, like, I'm cool with it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so antsy. I want to travel and I want to go see the world and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want to go out with this bullshit. No, I booted Lewis out a while ago because Lewis was just a troll anyways. I was onto him the whole time. I just let him play. All right, so well, I think the definition of money is going to redefine as well, you guys, as everything starts dismantling here. So I won't really worry about money either. And you can manifest money. You can manifest your abundance. As you grow as an individual, your dreams do start coming through. As you go down your divine path and down your purpose and all that, your dreams start coming true. It's just holding on to something or holding on to a certain expectation around your dreams. That's where things can get a bit chaotic. That's why I don't have distinct set goals. Because I feel like when I do, it takes me off the divine path and I actually fail at those goals every single time. And I always wondered like why is it that every time I make goals it's like I just fuck them up and shit. Well, I don't think I'm supposed to. I'm guided in my direction and it changes all the time. So hi there. And you guys your jobs are going to be shifting. I picked that up today that a lot of you are going to be shifting careers and jobs and that sort of thing. And you know, it may be like frantic and upsetting for some of you, but that's just what I pick up. Can you shut the door? I hate it when they leave the door open. So some of you are going to be like, you know, guided to shift a job. No, you put an entity on yourself, basically. I don't really go along with the whole karmic label either because you guys, I do past life readings. Everybody's your damn karmic, all right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's your karmic. The only cords that are on you are ones that you've been accepting either way. Okay, so that's why right now you have this freedom to let go of your karmic debt. You literally have a door fucking open to your karmic debt, to your karmic contracts right now, to let them go. Okay, literally, everybody does right now. So it's really on you if you want to be free because you are. You guys, you are. It's literally like here's your free card out, but everybody thinks they have all this like karmic debt, and everybody thinks they have to be courted to these individuals in the name of a label and shit like that, but you don't. Absolutely do not. Okay, the law of karma. There is a lot of illusion behind that, you guys. I learned that one myself. Okay, if you feel like somebody owes you karma, it can stop you. Okay, because I know a lot of you are like, when are they going to pay their karma for how they treated me? Well, the more you hold on to that, you're actually blocking that individual from having to face their karma to begin with. Okay, plus you're feeling like somebody owes you, and that's something you need to let go of. That's an expectation, is that somebody owes you. And if you feel like you owe all this karma for your past mistakes, then you're holding yourself back with that illusion that you have karma, and you're actually going to manifest that karma into yourself. You can let go of it and forgive yourself for your mistakes. Then you don't have to pay a bunch of karmic debt. Okay, that's something I learned just recently, that a lot of the law of karma and all that bullshit is simply another control tactic to hold you down. Okay, and to think that someone that did you dirty or like fucked with you and stuff like that owes you all this shit and all this karmic debt and whatnot. Thank you for the donation, Vicky. You're just gonna hold yourself back with that expectation, and it's probably not gonna happen because you're like blocking it anyways. Okay, does that make sense? Because the law of karma is just another program to me. I mean, yes, in a sense, it's true. What you do to others comes back to you. But like past life karmic debt, you can remove that. You can move past that. You don't repeat it this lifetime. Okay? And shit you did wrong in the past. Like I said a million times, you're here to learn lessons. You're here to grow as an individual. You're here to rise past them. Your lessons are all for a reason. They're all to help you grow as an individual. Earth is a learning ground. So if you're going to expect that every single thing you did wrong or somebody else did wrong is going to bring all this karma and you're going to watch it or you're going to have it, then you're almost letting yourself live in fear. All right? Does that make sense? Like, what are you learning? Because I see people all the time, oh, so-and-so has such an amazing life and they were mean to me and they're not getting their karma. Well, because you're sitting there worrying about it, you're probably taking the karma yourself, you know? So let go of that. The best gift you can give yourself is the gift of letting go. You don't have to take on all that shit. And right now we're clearing some major ancestral karmic patterns. Okay? How do you clear them? You stop doing it. You stop allowing the dictation. You stop allowing your, your lineage to have a cord to you running the dictation. Okay? Because a lot of the law of karma shit and a lot of the universal, galactic laws, whatever you want to call them, so many different names of them, is illusions as well in another program. So, I don't know. I think 3D union is just another expectation as well that's going to keep people stagnant. So that's just my feel in that. Like, we're trying to let go of everything here. Okay? And trusting the process. You're not half a soul, by the way. That is bullshit. I do feel past lives are real. And I've seen cords going to past lives on people. I've seen them. And it's trying to get them, to repeat those karmic cycles in this life. And for some of you, it is with this individual that you're wanting an end result with. If somebody's caging you in, you're allowing it. I hate to say that, but it's just, I've experienced that. I've experienced feeling controlled by other people. I mean, your situation's different, but it's up to you to let go of things and find a way to do it and trust everything will work out. Because when I've done these past life readings on some of these connections, it's like, okay, there's like so much rotten energy here. And then I send them the reading and they're like, okay, that explains why this is happening this lifetime. That explains why that is happening. That explains, why it explains to them what's trying to repeat, and it answers questions. And there is false past lives as well. I do know that. Okay. So like everybody's like, well, if this is your last lifetime, you're promised this union and stuff, but that's another expectation again. Because how I see it, my life might not be the same now, or might not be the same in the age of Aquarius as it is now. I don't know. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you if you want to hold that or not. Because for some people, like, it's still like holding back and expecting and waiting for something. You know what I'm saying? There's so many like underlying things. Whose statement? Sorry, I'm not reading everything. Whose statements don't make sense? The past life ones? I struggle to believe we don't come here with past life karma. Whether it's like installed in us or not, because I do feel we're almost like ran under illusion and ran under like a robotic system. I'm not even joking about that. And things are installed in us when we come here. So that's what we're breaking out of, is the system controlling us and running us with a damn joystick. Because we don't have to do that anymore. That's why I don't really like, people are like, oh, what kind of starseed are you? Or what kind of, I'm like, I don't know, I don't give a shit. I'm not going by a label. It doesn't matter to me. That's just me though. I don't want a label. I just don't want one. So I'm a mutt, I guess. Like I'm like a little bit of all of them. I don't know. Yeah, I've watched a few videos on past lives and the philosophies behind them, and I don't know whether they're real or not. I just know when I do past life readings, it helps people release the karma trying to repeat now. So I do know that what I see on the light bodies, though, there's no denying some of the cords and chains that are on them that get removed. Like, there's just no way of denying it. And there's no denying the energy siphoning operation behind it. So it all goes to the same. It all goes to the same thing. Do you remember when I said something about a big contract running this world, and then I got a visual of all the cords going down through like the systems and the people? Basically, every single thing that's energy siphoning or controlling you goes to that one big contract. Okay, and it can be hidden through so many things. So start seeing. Well, even our names are supposedly like when we're born, like signing off that we're owned by the elites, I guess. So maybe our names aren't even real either. I don't know. It's up to you what you want to believe. I don't care what you do. I don't know. I'm just kind of staying away from labels. And I see some videos that are like, oh, watch this one for the Palladian, star seed, and watch this one for the Orion, or watch this one for whatever. And I watch some of them, and they're pretty much the same thing anyways. So I don't know, whatever. And everybody and their dog is the chosen one, and blah, blah, blah. That's how I see it. So some people don't want to agree with what I say, but that's fine. I don't really care. It's on them. I just spread the message. Just but I am a messenger. They don't have to believe in it. I'm not going to sit here and argue with them. So, and then people are like, you can't cut the cords between twin flames. And it's like, well, you guys, some of you that claim this, like, there's a lot of chains there. There's a lot of cords there. So, and they're not healthy ones. And they're siphoning people right to death, pretty much. And that's the sad part about it. It's causing people to age. It's causing people stress. It's literally siphoning their health, abundance. That's not healthy. That's not healthy. And then they can't go on to the new age of Aquarius without this individual with them, and that's bullshit too. That's not even fair to install that in somebody. I don't feel that's even right. Hi there, Cosmic Club. So anyways, with the shift today, I feel like that time is going to go at a very rapid pace the upcoming week. Okay, there's going to be some shit just shifting really fast. There's going to be no concept of time for somebody who high vibration is what I pick up. And they're going to roll out the vaccine quite quickly this week, and they already are. I see that. So there might be some pressure for some of you in healthcare for that. So you guys just stand up and rise, okay? Just stand up and rise. And what else was it I picked up? I picked up a lot of stuff. From now to the 21st, a lot of shit going down. Because the 21st is the official shift into the age of Aquarius. That's why I just recommend being a huge-ass hermit the next week. And not talking to people from the dark timeline. Because the dark timeline has now shifted even farther away from the light timeline. Or the new timeline, which a lot of you are in the new timeline. Okay, some of you are kind of shifting back and forth yet. This week you're going to make your official shift over is how I feel. So it's really crucial to let go of things and let go of expectations or anything that's like prisoning you. What the masculines do or the feminines do or whatever you're in hearing about, that's not your problem, you guys. Let it go. You can't stop anything. We can't force anyone to awaken. I know it's really hard when you love people and they don't want to wake up, but they're going to drag you down. So just have those boundaries with individuals. Very, very crucial in the next week especially, okay? Just have boundaries with people in that dark timeline. Just, you know, in my experience, they can be very energetically draining. Okay, and being pregnant and stuff like that for me, it's just really exhausting sometimes you talk to them. And I kind of feel like, you know, I have some protection with that because people with the dark timeline, they just kind of stay away from me anyways. Or I get repelled, you know, after like talking to me for like 1 second. So, you know, you can ask for protection from that. Okay, and what I did is I just asked the light, please keep anybody in the dark timeline that doesn't want to shift or, you know, isn't ready to shift or unwilling to shift, or anybody who's going to pull me back, please keep them out of my energy. And it's actually been working quite well, but unfortunately more people quit talking to me. So it's okay though. I've got others coming in, different people coming in, because what goes out is replaced by something more genuine and authentic. So that's how I see with a lot of you with connections as well, that if you're dealing with a douchebag and they get pulled off path, you guys, there will be a new one coming in that's more of your energetic field if that's what you want. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So some of you, if you're waiting for somebody, you're waiting for a promise that you will get union with some individual, just remember that the body is an illusion, you guys. It is the matrix literally on this earth that we are in. And with the age of Aquarius, we're taking back our independence. And energy is energy. Okay, there's going to be some crazy shit happening that's going to blow some of you away. Okay, because you may get a replacement for your divine connection. Okay, I don't believe one and only, you know, I know the Bible says this shit, that shit, whatever, but just remember that a lot of the Bible was also written by a man. Okay, that's my opinion on that though. I don't follow books. Okay, so yeah, clear your house. Ask for divine protection. You're gonna know if people are in the dark timeline. It's so obvious. There is more than one option for a divine counterpart, you guys. I'm seeing it happen. It's happening. You're going to learn the truth. I'll tell you, you will. Yeah, ask the light for protection. Call it prayer, whatever your way of doing it is. So, you know, you guys, though, if people don't follow their divine path, whether that's the masculine you're inquiring about or whether that's other individuals, you know, like friends and family and that sort of thing, they're going to have to face some karma for that. You know, it's whether it's, I don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. I don't know. Okay. I do feel there's going to be a lot of people passing away. It's just the hard truth and hard reality. And there already is a lot of people passing away. I do feel there's going to be a lot of imprisoning people, selling your soul over to the dark side. Sorry, I hate saying this stuff because I feel like the biggest dick ever. Okay? But if you go down your divine path, you're going to be protected. Okay? And if people rise as one to go against all of this bullshit and free themselves, you guys, it's way more powerful than the people running it. Way more. So, yeah, you guys, the medical, I don't like it. Yeah, I was just reading that comment, Gina. Yeah, they've been having the National Guard going to nursing homes in Minnesota too. So, yeah, With the whole light worker thing, you guys, there's like two sides to awakening as well. There's the artificial intelligence awakening, and then there's the organic one where you connect to the earth kind of awakening. Does that make sense? So there's like there's a split with that as well. Okay, so to everything right now, there's a split. There's a split. Kundalini, you guys, can be ran by a dark entity as well. I've realized that. I had a dream that cities got like gated in and like stores closed down, medical closed down and stuff. I don't know. You guys, those of you in cities, just, trust your gut, keep aware, keep awake, have a plan. Okay? I saw somebody said something about like Trump said he's not going to take the vaccine. And I think, or at least he's not right now, or something like that. And I think sometimes he kind of like tells us, like you don't have to take it, in like weird ways he'll say stuff. And I'm not saying that I trust him or I trust any politician at all right now, but people got mad at him for saying that. And I'm like, well, maybe you don't have to take it either, So, like, I feel like there's seeds planted that some people aren't taking those seeds and seeing it. Yeah, Kundalini, as soon as I cut cords off, you guys, or remove cords and devices and stuff, I didn't have Kundalini anymore either. Okay, I didn't have any of it. And then that's where a lot of that sexual energy comes in, is there was entities like energy siphoning off us. Okay, so that's why I'm like, be careful with sexual energy, astral communication, 5D communication, and stuff like that, because some of it is AI ran, tricks, that sort of thing. Okay, and right now there's a huge base chakra blockage going on in the collective, and some of this is the AI trying to put other people's karma onto you from like your ancestral patterns and that sort of thing, and trying to help the dark side, basically. So it's really important to keep your light body clear and that sort of thing. But some of the base chakra blockage as well as your own fears and not letting go of things holding you back in your own life as well. Okay, so just don't accept this energy. I've been struggling with the base chakra blockage, but some of it's my pregnancy as well. I've been in a lot of pain with this pregnancy. So because this baby is like extremely powerful one. So yeah, I've been struggling with lower back pain as well, and it's been hard for me to walk sometimes and stuff like that. So I've been having to do stretches and yoga, stuff like that, like to help loosen it up. And I don't know if it's pregnancy or I feel like it's some of the leftover bullshit I'm trying to expel as well. So, and expelling that, you can get hot flashes, you can have like cold, shivers and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been having a lot of struggle with the back pain. It's been horrible. So if I'm behind in my work a little bit, you guys, I'm trying my best. But yeah, it's hard for me to walk some days. I'm going to be honest. I'm just not a whiner about it. But yeah, it sucks. But when people connect cords to you, that is like a huge symptom, you guys, is a lot of back pain because they're trying to throw their karma on you and take your good. So that's why I feel like cord removal as well is important. Hot flashes for me, I've been really cold today. Yes, I've had all those dreams about cities as well. I just feel like cities in general, I don't know. There's a lot of toxicity in larger cities. Okay, I'm not trying to offend anybody that lives in them, but I think the baby that I'm having is helping clear some of the family karmic patterns, or the ancestral karma on both sides of the family, and that's a lot of the reason why I'm having pain as well. So, he's supposed to be born like pretty much like very balanced in the masculine, feminine, and clear karma is what I'm picking up. So, And then I had downloads or visions of hurricanes and tornadoes and electricity outages and flooding. So take it or leave it. That's what I saw. Lower back pain, yeah. A lot of lower back pain is root chakra issues. So look into some yoga. Look into some ways to clear that. Okay. So I'm going to do the feminine energy here. See what's going on, you guys. Just remember you can maybe resonate with the masculine today. Feminine tomorrow, doesn't matter. I feel like some of you right now, you're learning. You know, the truth of love is what I'm hearing. So I feel like the feminine right now is... It's taking all your strength right now to not give is what I'm picking up, to people that are just not available to return that unconditional love back to you, because you're recognizing the drainage behind it is what I'm seeing. So I feel like a lot of you right now, you're very inspired, okay, to go down a different path. You're very inspired for something else. Here's what I'm seeing. Okay, you're kind of looking into another direction is what I'm seeing, and it's taking all your strength though, because for some of you are disconnecting, you know, cords. You are letting go of situations of, you know, the masculine or just people around you in general here that are in the dark timeline, and you're just having an understanding. It's not about being forced, or it's not about having to forgive people, you guys. It's about accepting. Okay, letting go and accepting with love. Okay, does that make sense? Because with the dark timeline, we don't want to hate them. It's not the enemy per se. It's a matter of just accepting and having love for that darkness that we were once in and that we learned from. Okay, so like this individual, if you let them go, you don't have to hate them. That's not it at all. And I feel like some people feel that way. That's just a programming as well, is that you have to hate somebody who hurt you or didn't come to you, or because you didn't get a result you were told you would get, that sort of thing. So you guys are ascending past this right now. Like, you're getting past this, and you know, it's like, you know, it's loving somebody, or it's loving individuals, but understanding that they may not change, and accepting that, and accepting that you can still move forward. Okay? Having hope for somebody to change, you guys, I feel like sometimes that is just a pretty word to put behind holding on to, so just be careful of that. Okay? Because we truly don't know if people are going to awaken or not. We just don't. Everybody's got the opportunity. Everybody has the door open. Okay? But you guys deserve that. You deserve equal give and take. And with the Knight of Cups, I just feel like you guys are, you know, you're standing here with your love, but you're guarded with it. And that's the way you should be. Okay? And it's taking all your strength, because for some of you, you're letting go of somebody that you truly had love for, that truly made you happy, that truly came to you and changed your life. Okay, they did all these things for you and helped you with this, you know, to help you with your path. But it's the main lesson behind it. It triggers your awakening. It triggered your shadow work. It triggered some past life karma that you had with this individual, whatever your story is here. Okay, and you're moving past that. And I was just discussing this yesterday. So many people call someone a karmic and throw them in the garbage, and I'm not supporting abuse. But some of you still have that karmic cycle to complete and let go and learn that lesson from as well. And for some of you, you threw somebody else in the garbage that's doing the same shit that somebody else is doing to you right now that you're waiting for. And that'll just repeat, you guys. That'll just repeat. And we got to let these go. We got to let this shit go, right? Same for us that are ending ancestral patterns. We cannot keep on with our kids. We can't do that to them. We got to free the next generation. So what kind of example are you setting for the next generation as well if you're holding on to shit? Okay? Because that's where I'm not about labels. Because why is it a karmic, somebody who's a karmic can't change and doesn't have an opportunity to go down an enlightened path, but somebody who's called your twin flame or whatever, divine counterpart can? It makes no sense to me. That's where I'm like, okay, these labels make no sense to me. Let's throw them out. Okay? Give everybody that equal opportunity to change and shift, because you guys, like I said, I have seen people shift and change this year. It blows me away. It blows me away. Okay? I'm not even kidding about that. We're everybody's karmic, Jessica. That's what I was saying. Like, we're everybody's karmic. And these divine connections that people are told they don't have karma with, it's just a setup too. Because I do this past life and I'm like, okay, like, there's murders here. There is, like, you know, severe situations here. I'm like, how is this not karmic? You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't buy it. Okay, I don't buy it. I do believe there are individuals here, though, that are literally, like, acting. Okay? But you can't decide that for somebody else if that's their situation, but for yourself, you're going to recognize those individuals because they get stuck in your friend groups, they get stuck in your family, and they're just trying to hold you back from awakening and from your mission. But they're also here to help you learn. Okay? Does that make sense? Yeah, and when you hold on to somebody who's being a dick to you or using you or abandoning you or triggering these wounds that you're not facing, and you have children, you're taking away from them to feed this wound over and over again, to allow this energy siphoning process to take from you. And then your kids are sitting there watching that shit. So what are your kids gonna do? Repeat. Okay? I had to clear some pretty heavy patterns myself. And the worst and hardest part about it was admitting to them. Okay? I don't feel the need to share to the world every single painful event I experienced in my life. But the hardest part is to swallow my fucking pride and say that I was repeating shit. Okay? So, you know, sometimes it's hard because we want to go, oh, well, it's so-and-so's fault, or, you know, I'm not getting my way, so I'm going to throw a tantrum or what have you. But, you know, sometimes you gotta be like, okay, so this pattern that's been going on several generations, or that your friends have done, or you've been taught is okay, or whatever your story is, it's like, no, I'm just playing a victim martyr. Okay, I'm just being a crybaby and I'm acting like a fucking child. Okay, that was something I had to admit to myself. And you're like, oh, you know, I'm admitting I'm not perfect, right? But it works. And like I said, my relationship, we both had to find ourselves. Okay, we both had to go through an awakening. We both had to emotionally detach from each other to do that. Okay, and there wasn't an expectation behind it, but an understanding that what happens happens. Okay, and letting go and forgiving and recognizing. Okay, so I mean, we're redefining everything right now. We're having a whole new slate here. So that's where, like, anything is possible. And some of my followers, they are having exes from years ago coming back because they needed that separation period. And they were chasing somebody else that was emotionally unavailable. And then this ex came back, like, they worked on themselves, they healed, they stood in their power, and they want to be a good man to them and shit. And they are. So, like I said, anything can happen right now. It's pretty unbelievable. Some of you are very guarded with your heart right now, and I get that. Yeah, celibacy. But you guys, can I be honest? Some of you need to work on the sacral a little bit. Like, it's okay to masturbate, okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. It's okay to open up I mean, you don't have to go sleep around. I'm telling you to do that, but, you know, when I've done clearings and stuff like that, the sacral blockages are very intense, okay? But anyway, some of you are like really, some of you are very much walking away from, so I'm picking up, some of you are walking away from somebody or something or whatever that you were giving all of this love for, okay? So Yeah, I just noticed that when I do clearings, there's a lot of sacral blockages, so I was throwing that out there, you guys. Yeah, you guys are going away, like, not going away. How do I explain this? You guys are moving away from a major heart-aching event, okay? And I do feel there's some grief behind this. So some of you are definitely struggling with this, but you're letting go, okay? Because you're not going to repeat these patterns is what I'm hearing. So to me, this is like getting away from either a masculine or the dark timeline, okay? Because some of you, like, holding the expectations is actually sitting in that dark timeline still, running in a program, right? So it's like you're swallowing your pride here, and you're going to walk away from that and quit expecting, because you're expecting in the dark timeline, you're expecting in the old timeline. Does that make sense? Okay. If you have expectations and you're holding on to an expectation of another individual or of a result of a connection that you can't control, or you're having expectations of somebody else's free will here, you're still in the dark timeline. Because that expectation is in the dark timeline. That's the old paradigm. That's what we're shattering, getting away from. Okay. Because it's like some of you are swallowing your pride today and just like, you're letting go. Okay? Because you've sat here with divine timing. You sat here with divine orchestration, waiting. You wasted all this time. Time is precious at this time in life. Time is an illusion, yes. But as far as time in the physical realm here, it is precious. It is limited right now. Okay? With transferring to the next age of Aquarius, basically, is what I'm seeing. Okay, so for some of you, like, you were divinely pushed or orchestrated with the eclipse today, basically, or the energy today with the new moon, to move away from shit out of that dark timeline is what I'm picking up. Okay, and some of you, it took like a reality of some sort, or just something came into you today to officially let go of that. But what I'm picking up here, you guys, for some of you, is the minute you moved away, the minute you let go, the minute you realize this, it's like anxiety released, the conflict released, the stress released, and the karma released. Okay? Because you made the conscious decision to move away. Like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Okay? And you don't have to sit here, having anxiety, waiting for a result, basically, anymore. Okay, it's like you freed yourself. Does that make sense? You're not here to live for somebody else. Okay? And some of you just accepted you may not have a union with a certain individual in this lifetime. Okay? You just accepted that. Okay? And I know this is a lot of pride to swallow for some of you, because it's like you accepted something that you felt promised to. Okay? On some level. So that's the hardest part. I know. That's the hardest part a lot for the clients is, when is union? When is this? When is that? And I'm like, I don't do that type of reading. Okay? I just don't. Yeah. I think that solar eclipse just gave, that push for a lot of you to detach. And I do feel for a lot of you that move on and get past your karmic cycles and move on to the next timeline, like everything that was taken from you and you were used for and you were manipulated for, and all of your abundance that was taken from you, you're going to get that back. And you're going to get that back more than you even thought. Okay? So, but like I said, if you're not ready to let go of something, you're not ready to let go of something. There's nothing that I can do about that, and you can't force it. Okay, you have to be ready. Some of you are just like, you know, how I'm seeing this right now, as you're just realizing that all these dreams that you had were just a lie. Okay, that's what I'm picking up that you let go of today, is that you were in an illusion, so to speak, an illusion of lies. That's why I feel like these false promises are illusions, to keep you held down, to keep you in this promise. And then you get told, union coming Lionsgate, union coming da 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 da, this coming this date, and then those days pass and nothing happens. So then you go get another reading, right? And then you get told another date, or you get told another fucking portal, or you get told this or that, or whatever, or this full moon, or, you know, I don't know. At this point, it can be like, when you take 5 shits this week, you're going to have union. I don't know. That's how I see it anymore. And it's like you're just realizing that this was like a trap. This was a vicious trap. Okay, for some of you, this has been years. For some of you, this is just a few months, whatever. And you're kind of seeing the illusion behind the things going on in this earth, you know? We've been promised false abundance, and it's not just with these connections, you guys. We've been promised false abundance all our life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that abundance never comes. And a lot of times that abundance is hijacked by outside influences. Okay? Or it was just a setup and trap to begin with. Or it was just a trap to hold us back, or whatever. Because when it comes to the end of life, what is the end of life? Just dying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, personally, I didn't really feel anything on Lionsgate. If you want the truth, I didn't. It was just like a day for me, you know? Well, yeah, death is inevitable, you guys, but you don't have to live in misery waiting for something until the day you die. So you don't have to accept that you have to live a tough life underneath a program or a dictation of somebody else till the day you die. So that is where like a lot of this illusion and bullshit's coming in. And I feel like a lot of you, like, you know, you're seeing the lies of the system that's running us, and you're seeing that you don't have to follow it. Okay, we don't have to listen to the upper hand to tell us how to live, how to survive, you know, how to raise our kids. We don't have to listen to them to tell us that we have to put them through the public school system. We have to do this. We have to do that. You guys, there's so much illusion and bullshit that's control that I even was reading up today. I'm going to read more about it. That the mortgage on your house is a control tactic. Okay. Like there's a lot of shit. Banks are another control tactic. Like, it's unreal. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and spread information that I'm going to claim is the truth to you or whatever, but I've been seeing a lot of this, and I've been kind of putting together anyways. We're slaving on land that should not be owned by somebody else. Okay? We're paying to live. We're slaving to live. Okay? Your mortgage is a scam. It's a scam. So, why is 90% of my payment going to taxes and fucking interest? Absolute bullshit. You can go stand in front of a judge and tell them that I'm going to practice my natural law. I'm here as a human flesh and blood, and I'm not going to agree to this. And they pretty much have to let you go. Okay, there's probably certain stipulations behind that, but people have gotten out of speeding tickets. They've gotten out of a whole bunch of different shit. So, yes, I'm aware the Chinese government's trying to take over the world. Okay, and actually, China already owns us, you guys. That's already, like, they do. They've owned us for a long time. They've been running a lot of these programs. You don't even know it, but they are. And so does the Illuminati and the Freemason and all the dark side of that shit as well. So, I don't watch those videos anymore, you guys, because I accepted that there's only so much I can do. Okay, that's sometimes, you guys, they put those videos out because all of your bleeding heart and sympathy, they get that energy from you. They do. So that's why, you know, like when I got so much shit about not being a vegan. I got sent all these PETA videos and all this scare tactic stuff, and it's all lures to get your energy, for one. And for second, I grew up on a small farm, and how a PETA displays what a small farm is a lie. So, and that's the thing, you guys, there's stuff going on in countries right now. There's people dying of starvation and stuff like that that we're not consciously aware of. It's just, it's what's going on this year. Okay, so I didn't blame the dark side on fucking China. Obviously, you're not listening. Sorry, I'm just a bit irritated on the assumptions. Okay. So I don't agree with the whole vegan thing. I think that's just another program too, but hey, that's just me. And I'm not interested in being a vegan. I tried it and I got sick. So, and then when I said that last time, I got a whole bunch of emails on ways to be vegan and not feel sick. I grew up on a farm. We did not do to our animals at all what these people, small community, or live that life. They have no idea. So the videos is all that they see, you know? So it's not true. And to be truthfully honest, like I've said before, the cows and stuff, they had all this pasture and all this room, and they had a better life than we did, slaving all day. We didn't confine them and torture them at all. It's just, that's a lie. So I'm seeing a big release today, you guys. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I'm trying to read what you're saying and then like channel information off your energies. I feel like some of you, you know, you're kind of picking up the lies and deception even stronger today, or you will be after today. Okay? That you've been literally caged in and tied down to allow people to be parasitic on you, is what I'm picking up. Okay, does that make sense? And in the long run, it's like you've been accepting all of these daggers in your back. Okay, so, and you guys, the way, you know, this whole system works and the programs behind it is they want you to be a parasite. Or they want to use you as a parasite, the host, basically, to siphon your energy. Because some of you have a very powerful energy, okay? And you are a higher vibration. You are all that. So they use you to siphon energy. And that's where a lot of this, you know, divine counterpart shit, or twin flame, whatever you call it is, doesn't matter to me anymore, is literally allowing these devices to siphon the energy off you. And it's not necessarily always going to the masculine either. It's going to another source. Does that make sense? So you're taking all this pain sometimes, and the energy is not even, because if that masculine isn't taking your love or accepting it, for example, where do you think it's going? It's going to another source. It's protecting, you know, this system running it and stuff like that. So those of you that haven't awakened to that or haven't seen that in parts of your life, I feel like you're going to after today. Okay, because some people haven't fully awakened to it yet. And some people are very defensive about it. Well, my connection's real, my connection's authentic. You know, everybody else's is fake and that sort of thing. But I've read some of these people, and they have the same situation going on as well. And that's what I'm saying. Even if this connection is real, you want it from a place of being authentic, of being real and genuine, not ran by outside sources. Okay? Yeah, send that energy back. That's what you got to do. There's a lot of funky energies today, Denise. A lot of weird energies today. And Jessica, that's what you should be in, you know? You just want to be free and happy. Yeah. So was it Denise that said weird energies? Yeah, I felt some... I've felt weird energy on and off today, Denise. So there is some... I feel like some of it's resisting, people resisting. It's people trying to cord to some of us that are rising above this. And there, like I said, there's also a larger diversity. I got a visual literally of like the dark side and the light side being more split and more diversity today. So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm recommending more of a hermit mode for some of you. Okay, and I'm not one that's gonna be like, don't leave your house, you know. I'm not one like that, but for your own like siphoning protection. Okay, and for me, like I can see energies try to come in my energetic field sometimes, and I hate that because it's a continuous thing. So yeah, you're welcome. The root chakra, you guys, the system likes to hijack us because the root chakra or the base, whatever you want to call it, that is your first chakra, you know, that's your first chakra, and that's where your stability, your money, your worries about security and all that, they hijack that because they want us reliant on the system, okay? Because a lot of people are going to go take this COVID vaccine because of their base chakra blockages and worry about money because they don't have it open, so the security isn't there. Okay, so they're like, well, I have to take it or I'll lose my job. Well, I have to take it or I'm going to lose this or that. And they refuse to trust. And they refuse to open up. And they just refuse. So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to just cave in and go along with this. Okay, so, and I hear people all the time, well, if they start pushing this vaccine, I'm going to quit my job. But are they really? So look into your common law, natural law, you guys, because there's so much shit that we are being deceived by. There's so much shit that we are being controlled by that is nothing short of illusion and bullshit. So they can't even make them wear a mask. That's the thing. You know, they can't. And you know, if they fire you for not wearing a mask, you can have a lawsuit. People don't know that either. So, and even the vaccination, what I pick up they're going to do is tell you can't have a job without it. And they want us to carry around evidence of having this vaccination, okay? And it's going to be like, well, you can't use any part of our system then unless you have this. Because they're going to really push this vaccine the upcoming week, you guys, because the Great Awakening, like the tail end of the Great Awakening is now, okay, to the 21st. So they're really going to start pushing this and getting people all fearful, and the dark side is going to be like bullying us even more and more defiant against us and that kind of bullshit. Guilt tripping. Okay, I've been just kind of quiet on social media because of it. I don't really want to deal with it right now. So they want us in a system where you literally use your phone, I feel it's going to be on your phone probably, to check in everywhere you go to prove that you've had this vaccination, okay? And then it'll be like, oh, well, you can't go into Walmart without it. You can't go into this without it. And there's going to be resistant, okay? So after, you know, a while here, they're going to just, you know, have more tactics to get you to do it, okay? They're going to try to pay us to do it. They're going to try to say, oh, we're going to relieve you of this debt that if you know your natural law, you don't have to pay it anyways, okay? And trying to get you to do it with that, okay? Or we're going to relieve your mortgages, they're going to relieve this and that. And then it's going to get even worse. Like, we're going to give you free housing and these, you know, apartments and shit like that. And it's actually more or less like more control, more camp type shit, Okay, that's what I've been picking up. The lures are going to be insane. And for me, I'm so aware of all this shit. I'm like, how do people not see this? You know? And there's people that are in such fear right now that they can't wait for the vaccine because they have a root chakra blockage, because their security and stability is hijacked by this system, and they don't want to admit to it. So they feel like this is going to fix everything and they can go back to their old life. There is no old life. I even saw people in comments calling it the new normal. It's like they don't even know what that means. They don't even know what that means. Yeah, that's Lisa, that's what I'm saying. They're scared because they feel the shift happening and they feel their old life dismantling. That's why people are aging and looking like shit right now, because they're holding on so tightly and refusing ascension, refusing awakening, you know. And even online shopping, Angela, I've even questioned that. You know, and people like think that smaller communities need cities. We don't. Like my community, if we stood up together, we could be self-sufficient. But unfortunately, the systems cause diversity and that sort of shit in my small community as well. So people just got to step up down here and rise as well. Because there was a day where like my small town had its own hospital, you know, had its own everything. And these small towns they're trying to dismantle them. They don't want them anymore. Because back in the day, like people were born in their small town at the clinic, you know what I'm saying? And now we got to drive into the city to have a baby and shit like that. So in online shopping, I even question, because what I feel like with online shopping, you guys, is there may be less delivery to certain areas. Like my small community, I could see that. So I'm not really worried about like solar panels because I know people that have them and it's limited on how much it actually provides for you. Okay, so there is outside sources, there's options though. I mean, if we have to go back in time to how we live, I mean, that's the way it is. Solar panels help, but they are awfully expensive, it seems to me. Yeah, Lisa, I'm aware of all that because it's something we've talked about many, many times. Yeah, they don't want us to be free. They want us to continue being imprisoned. And what this is showing is we've been imprisoned the whole time. What Lisa's talking about is something that's been on my mind for a long time. A long time. Because I live in a farming community. And what these largest cities don't understand is we're feeding a lot of them, okay? So if they want to fuck around with us down here and try to get control of us down here and that sort of thing, they don't understand they're losing quite a bit of resource as well. So, you know, a lot of the rural communities in America, the farming communities, they're not voting in for this shit. Antonio, you can get out of here. You don't tell me what to do. Go find another channel that fits your fucking needs. Thank you. No, you don't tell me what to do. Stay focused on your cards, please. That fuck you, get out of here. I don't have time for that shit. You guys, I speak real life. Okay, I speak real life. Alright, let's see what's going on with the masculine energy. So this may be the masculine energy inside of yourself. So Because it's the eclipse. It's the resisting is what a lot of it is, Jessica. It's the resisting. Okay. People are going to be defiant. And I saw a reader, she speaks a lot of truth as well. I can't remember the name, but she put up a post. She's like, quit telling me that I can't defend myself. And I get pissed about that too. People are like, I wish you wouldn't have to defend yourself. Okay, well, sometimes you do have to defend yourself and be a bitch. It's okay to do that. Okay? Continuously doing it, you know what I'm saying? But it's like people want to silence us from doing that or just put up with bullshit. And at the same time, you gotta be like, I'm not doing this shit. And it's just like readings, okay? So people booked mini readings that I was offering, and then they're like, where's my reading? And it's like, I just offered this, and I said I would do it throughout the week. Okay? And people have learned that when it comes to me, my life is so busy that I can't promise you a time slot or frame that, you know, I have little kids and I have a lot of stuff going on. And if you beg for your reading, I refund you and I won't give you a service. That's just how I am. So boundaries are really important as well, especially when it comes to your personal health. You know, your boundaries are really important. Your energy is really important. So, and I just feel like when people are like, I wish you didn't defend yourself. Why do you have to say anything? You know, sometimes you just do. Okay, sometimes you have to put your foot down. So that's how I see it. And if somebody's going to come into my video and tell me what to do, they get the fuck out. I'm not dealing with it. So, like, I'm not the reader to come to if you want a reading at a certain time. Like, I don't have daycare right now. You know, my kids are home all day. You know, I got a 5-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, and I got a 1-year-old. And then pregnant. So, you know, um, I know. I've seen Tyler. I haven't watched him in a long time, but I've seen him. He's funny. Oh, hi, Natalie. I have a lot of pain from this pregnancy, but I'm okay otherwise. So when people tell you not to defend yourself, I feel like that is also a lure to silence, okay? It's just like when people thought it, you know, acne on my face was bruises. I mean, no. And then I said something, people were like, I knew they'd do this too. It's every time. You shouldn't have to defend yourself. Well, it was like multiple comments. And I feel like that was all AI shit too, because it's like the artificial intelligence sends out a signal for people to come in and do the same shit like that at the same time. It's just so stupid. Nadia was just in here, but I made her leave because she got a little bit annoying. And all right, so let's see what's going on with the masculine energy, because I do have some private readings to do right now. Yeah, basically, the artificial intelligence is more or less like programming. So once you exit out of that programming or whatever, or rules or that sort of thing, I feel like it comes off itself. I've always kind of resisted it. That's why when I did get, you know, into the newer light stuff, that's why I do believe there is false light stuff, you guys, because I got into it and I had attachments. I kept rejecting them myself because I didn't want to go along with it. So I go along with it with the programming behind shit when it came to my readings and stuff, and then it didn't feel right and I'd lure back over to not following that. And then I'd have like readers or like people in that stuff like message me or email me and tell me, you didn't seem right in your readings, you have attachments, you have dark entities around you. And it was because I was breaking away from that. So then they tried to lure me back in, and you know, I was resisting it. And eventually I did get it all off me, but it made me really sick. My iron was really low. I didn't feel good. I had no energy. I was like just kind of checking out from reality sometimes. And it seemed like I was always in, you know, another realm, and it was artificial to begin with. I didn't feel connected to reality at all. I did not do well with it. So yeah, and I'm defiant. You know, I don't do programs. Okay. And like last year when I predicted all of 2020 and everything that's going on, I got tons of emails from people that are more on the false side of things, or I feel it's like a false side of things, or the opposite side of things, whatever you want to call it, saying that I had demonic energies because I had all these predictions. Okay, it was a lot of people that tried to say that to me. And I stuck my foot down. I said, no, what I saw was real. I know it was real. I know it was real. And I just said, no, I don't feel that I have demonic energies. Here we are. So I'm glad I just stuck my foot down. Yeah, I did predict a lot of this year. All right, so what I'm picking up, you guys, is this masculine. So take this as it resonates, because a lot of times the masculine has been like anybody in the dark timeline you're dealing with. So this could be anybody, okay? It's kind of how it's been lately. And I do feel a lot of you, you're cutting off breadcrumbing. You're cutting off just little, like coming in with, you know, little offers, that sort of thing. And this person's feeling that is what I'm picking up. Yeah, I'm quite defiant when it comes to stuff. I don't listen. I don't want to listen to other people. I don't like following rules or programs. I never have. Since I was young. Okay, I was probably like a rotten child and shit because I didn't want to follow programs. You know, like at school, it's like, why do I have to do this shit? Why do I have to take these classes? And you know, I didn't understand. Like, this is stupid. But then the other part of me and the pressure from society was that I had to follow and behave and be a good girl and follow that shit and get good grades and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it was like a battle inside of me all the time. Oh, and I mailed out the cards, you guys, that I told you I'd mail out today. So that's in the mail. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, but you never know. So it's a masculine, you guys, actually, you know, cutting off their energy. Because some of you, like, Antonio, why are you fucking in here just to do that shit? Get the fuck out. Okay? Like, just to get out. I don't deal with your shit. Okay, so for a lot of you, some of you, like, I don't know. You did a bitch cut off. Because I know the feminine energy is coming in here, but... And maybe you just cut off things in your own 3D environment, because to me, that's masculine energy. It has to do with security and stability. That's masculine energy. So some of you, like, you did a sharp cut off to some shit that was controlling you. Okay, for some of you, it's just masculine for sure. I had the heavy pressure behind the eyes a couple days ago. So... some of you guys are dealing with people that are emotionally manipulating you from the masculine energy here. So this has been coming in for a while. That some of you are definitely going to get pulled at energetically. You guys, you're going to have dreams where some of these masculines come in with a pity party in the dream, or, you know, some sort of lure. And some of this I do feel is artificial intelligence as well, giving you dreams to scare you or lure you back to the dark timeline as well. The masculine energy is in fear, and that's what it all boils down to, you guys. They're in absolute fear. Okay, their illusions aren't making sense anymore. They can't hold on to this crap anymore. You cut them off, you're not going to feed it anymore. You're not going to feed the dark timeline anymore. You can't. I feel like there's a divine block here. You can't. Whether this person steers away from you automatically, or you steer away from them, or you just start feeling sick or not feeling good, or you're just bored with it, because I know some of you are just bored with the masculine you've been dealing with. You're sick of it. You're sick of it. And for some of you, this masculine is fearful in going over to the new timeline. They're fearful of awakening. They're fearful to embrace it, because that would be like we went through, acknowledging shit that you got to work on. acknowledging your life is a lie. I mean, that is a tough cookie to chew, right? So that's what I'm picking up here with some of them, is that some of you scared this person. I don't know. I don't know what some of you did, but whatever. You're scaring somebody. Like some of you, I don't know if you just said something real rotten here or whatever. That's what I'm picking up, you guys. Okay. But some of you, this masculine's been juggling, okay? They've been juggling. They've been juggling you. They've been juggling other people, okay? They wear a mask, you know, for every situation. And you guys, this shit is not going to work anymore. Like, people are being exposed for who they truly are. And the exposure is actually divine protection on their behalf as well, because it's forcing them to face their shit. It's forcing them to face their false foundation, their lies, and that sort of thing. And this stuff is happening. So if this is happening to somebody, like, let's say they're going around and being a con artist. I'm not talking about like blackmailing, because I don't believe in doing that. I think that is just cruelty. But going around and being a con artist to people, or just, you know, being fake with people to get what they want, that's a good example. This stuff isn't going to work anymore. Okay? So some people are going to be like, okay, you seem artificial to me. Okay, that kind of stuff's going to happen. And I know some of us that are in our truth, we get tested with that as well, but you guys know better. You know what I'm saying? This person is very, very fearful around the old belief system, you guys. They have so much fear with the Hierophant reverse. Like, to me, this is the old belief system turning upside down. Okay, there's something going on here that's scaring this masculine energy. Okay, they're scared to let it go. They're kind of playing victim to it. Like, oh, well, I need it. I need this and that. Or, you know, it's just kind of that kind of thing is what I'm seeing here. And for some of you, this is just anybody that's, you know, defending the old timeline, really. It honestly is when it comes down to it. Or some of you, when it comes to 3D stuff, like jobs and things like that, you're going to, you know, find every reason to defend it, or why you have to put up with shit to keep doing it, or putting up with individuals in your life, that sort of thing. Okay. Some of these masculines, you guys, they're trying to just keep busy to keep out of it. They're just trying to emotionally detach from the truth is what I'm seeing. Okay, they're just trying to pretend it's not a problem. And this seems to be a coping mechanism for a lot of people right now, because they're scared. Okay, and they feel it. These masculines are scared, you guys. I can almost feel the anxiety. I can feel it. Oof. There's definitely this want to hold on to their old life. And some of you, this person's just been a player. Okay, they've been a child. They've played games. They're in and out. They don't know what they want. Okay, they don't know their head from their ass. They don't know up from down. Okay, they thought they did, but they don't. They were just playing games and living multiple different lives and that sort of thing. And that's what a lot of society was doing and has been doing for a long, long time. Okay, so that's what I'm picking up here. And it's like the guard is being let down. And it's like they don't have this self-protection mechanism anymore, where they can just hide and play these games, or, you know, they can just ride the system, or, you know, ride whatever they're riding to get what they want. Use you, viewer. Okay, like, for some of you, your masculine energy involves your job. For example, I'm just giving this as an example because some of you may relate to this as far as like your jobs. Okay, and they're taking you for granted, they're taking you for a ride, but you're dependent on that, right? So you just play along. That's what these masculines are doing in their environment with some of this shit. Okay, and I'm talking about everything they live, everything. And for some of them, they're doing it to you. They're playing along and giving you what you want, telling you what you wanted to hear to get what they wanted out of you. And for some of you, that's your energy, or just a fix to boost their self-esteem, or, you know, whatever. And they're kind of standing in the background, you guys. And they're very, very guarded right now. But this masculine does not know how to love. They do not know how to return it. Okay, they just don't. They are refusing to open that heart space. They're refusing to accept love in a genuine manner. Okay, they like the divine love. They like the divine energy because it fuels them. It makes them feel good, but they're not willing to accept it and return it. Okay, so this is where it comes in that, you're giving love to these situations and it's like they're just kind of throwing it away. Okay, or using it. These masculines are discovering the hard way that people are not there for them. That's what I'm hearing. That whatever they're holding on to does not have love for them. Okay? And like I said, for some of you, this is like, your work. Because that, I feel like, is the masculine, side of stuff. And your work doesn't care about you. You're just a number, right? So there's this harsh realization with that shit when it comes to stability and security, that individuals don't care about you. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay? So for some of you, these masculines, like, they used you for that. And they took that for granted. They took you for a ride, for that. Because they weren't getting it anywhere else. And they had to fake a life and live a lie and all that kind of shit to get that fake artificial stability. And any artificial stability of any sort is just dismantling. Okay? Whether it's other individuals in their life or not, I mean, whatever, it doesn't even matter. It's just the whole system in general that's coming from a place of artificial. Okay? So, because some of them, they're around family members, they're around friends that are on this old timeline too. Okay? And they saw it differently. This is their best friends, this is their bros, whatever. And all these people were doing the same thing they were. Does that make sense? Living a fake life. It's like a robot with a joystick. Okay? And when it comes down to it, when you're in that timeline and it's coming from a place of fake and artificial, like a lot of your jobs, where you're not valued and you thought you were valued, right? And there's this harsh reality that you're just a number and you're not valued. And in my situation, I didn't understand true value unconditionally until I got into the work I'm doing. And I got the support from the people that follow me and are there for me. I didn't know what the hell that was. I didn't know how to accept it either. So when you start receiving unconditional love and that sort of support from people, you really don't. You really don't. And then as time moved on and you go down your divine path, or you're pushed to, you start to discover that these people just treated you like a number. So, yeah, I'm working on the mini readings this week. I'm just not going to give you a distinct time. I work on them when I can, okay? So anybody who begs for them, I'm just going to refund because I don't have time for it this week because I am in a lot of pain with my back and stuff, you guys. Okay, so what this individual is doing is they're trying to reconcile with individuals that do not have unconditional love for them. Okay, they're trying to reconcile and make this work with individuals that do not have that love for them. They don't have unconditional love either, though. The masculine doesn't, I'm picking up on. Okay, there's just lack of unconditional love in whatever they're reconciling it. So they're sitting in the dark timeline holding on to it. They're not listening to the divine guidance. Okay? And I feel like this masculine energy that I'm picking up on, they're like so delusional here about the imbalances in their environment. They're so delusional about all of this stuff. Is that, like a lot of people that are sitting in that, they just feel like they can shut their eyes and, hold their breath and this will all go away and they'll go back to normal. Okay? They feel like they can reconcile, from a place of fake, artificial, and that it'll go back to normal. Or suddenly these individuals that aren't appreciating them, or they don't appreciate either because they're probably just using them too, I don't know. They feel like this can just go back to normal. Okay? Yeah, see? Sitting peaceful amongst the thorns. See? It's like they're just sitting there going, just go back to normal. I don't have to change. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Okay. And for some of you, like, I know this is your job. I'm just picking it up so strongly for some of you. You just assume that if you wait it out, that your job's going to go back to normal, or they're, that you're not going to be treated like a slave. That's not the case. Not till you rise up and stand up. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's when people are like, oh, go back to normal soon. And it's like, yeah, okay, no. You're delusional. You're delusional. There isn't a normal. What they think going back to normal is the programming that's disguised as bullshit. You know, I call it the false American dream, where you get this false reward in abundance for following the slavery. You know what I'm saying? So, so what this masculine is doing, you guys, is they're sacrificing their whole life. They're sacrificing everything. Okay? Just to sit there alone, just to sit there miserable, just to sit there and be stubborn and in massive denial. Okay? Because this is denial king of America right here. That's just like, no, the American dream is real and I'm not letting go. But in actuality, they're extremely lonely because there has been a little piece of them that is aware and is awake to what's going on in this world. But they still have this delusional assumption that if they just hold their breath and sit peaceful amongst the storm going on, they're just going to go away. So, I don't know. It's just like people that think if they follow all the rules and the dictation and comply and obey, that we're going to go back to normal. And then when we don't, they blame everybody else. And that's what the masculine's doing. They're going to look for outside sources to blame and to point fingers at as to why their life isn't going normal, which was a lie to begin with. Okay, the masculine struggle the most to acknowledge this shit. You guys, some of the itchiness, I honestly think some of it might be that 5G bullshit. I don't know. Something I picked up on is some of these side effects from having your 5G. So take it or leave it, but that's what I feel like possibility here. Okay, so there never was a normal. There never was a normal. Yeah, I think it's 5G. That's what my husband thinks too. That it's and we've been getting like shocked all the time. So it is a hard one to realize, but I've always been one of those that always thought that we were like in this like dome or something, like the Truman Show. And I've joked all my life, like, we're in the Truman Show, we're in by a joystick. I've been joking about that for years, and people are like, maybe we are. I've had people question it when I said that. And I've been like, college is programming. I've been saying that for a long time. Like, college is programming, work is programming, school is programming. I've said this shit, and people are, it gets them thinking. And some of these people right now that are in denial and trying to hold on to this shit, they've actually admitted to me, like, I think you're right. But now they're just like, no, 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 that's not true at all. No. So, I know the Sims game is the perfect example. So this pregnancy, guys, like, this pregnancy was like a cosmic. I'm not even joking. No, I think NASA's a lie. I think so much about like space is a lie. School School is specifically designed to make people slaves, to make people obey and comply. That's why when people defend it, I get pissed because I'm like, do you realize that you are basically acknowledge, like you're basically okay with putting your kids front line to this fucking shit? You're gonna tell me that's okay because you want to do it in the name of denial and because it's a daycare for you. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Okay? Your kids out of everybody, hell no. But what's funny is the people that run the school system, the elites or whatever the fuck you want to call them, they don't even use it. They don't even use it. So, that's what it is. And I've been hearing about kindergartners having 6 subjects, you guys. Yeah, but he's sure killing me on his way in. I'll tell you what, I'm in a lot of pain. In a lot of pain. You know, this upcoming week, you guys, you're going to see people randomly wake up. Okay? I'm not trying to give any certain individual because you have no control over that, but there will be. Okay? But there's also going to be idiots in the process. They're going to be more defiant and mean. Sorry to name call, but it's just the truth anymore. I'm sorry. Some of these people just get so rude. I'm tired. I'm kind of moody today because the rudeness coming off people, I'm getting really tired of it, truthfully. So, so, you know, Aries men, fire sign men, are, they have it in them to want to be an alpha. And the fact they've been programmed and giving this false alpha feeling or like this fake alpha feeling or whatever, it's a huge ego for them, ego death too. So well, yeah, this Aries boy, and then he's doing Easter, which is so weird. No, I'm not saying anybody in here is being rude. If somebody's rude in here, I just boot them out. I don't have time anymore. Yeah, today's been interesting. He doesn't fix everything in this lawn. Well, hey, if you can have cosmic sex with your partner, it does fix stuff. I'm just throwing that out there if you know how to do that. Well, when an Aries man is in distorted masculine, it can be real toxic. I know quite a few Aries men, and they can be really toxic. Um, Same with the Leos as well, and the Sagittarius too. Well, we all have a toxic side, but the fire sign men especially. Ugh. Yeah, Jesus reborn. That's what I joke about. That he's like a rebirth of Jesus. I don't know. He's due on. I've gotten the main date I get is the 5th, which is Easter Monday, but the 4th too. I have gotten that as a date as well. So yeah. So but fire sign men, Leos in particular, because they are a fixed sign, and because they're like the lion, so to speak, they're actually like the top alpha of the food chain or something like that. That's what I've read up on, and I know a lot of like Leos, but when they're toxic, yeah. Fire sign women, a lot of them are alphas as well. That's why a lot of times, like, the Pisces and Aries combination can be extremely toxic. Yeah, I read a lot of people that are Pisces and Aries, and it's like, whoa. Yeah, I'm a Leo Virgo mix actually, and my sun and moon are both Leo Virgo cusp. Like I'm right on the cusp there. So I have a really like feisty side to me. So and then I have an Aries rising. Aries and Virgo. I don't know because there's so many people dealing with fire signs. It's like so many different combinations. Yeah, I have an Aries rising. I think my husband does. No, he has a Scorpio rising, I think. I don't know. I think he's got an Aries North Node. Leo rising puts you like confident on the outside. Somebody said that with the age of Aquarius, we're supposed to like we're stepping into our rising. I read that somewhere. I don't know. Air and fire, a lot better combo than water and fire. I'll tell you that. It all depends on the rest of your chart, but I read on Pisces and Aries all the time, and it's like the most toxic combination. I'm like, what are you doing? This is set up for the narc empath feed. Like, what are you doing? This is going to be a tough one to balance out. So, yeah, they say the moon signs are actually where a lot of compatibility is, but I don't know. I have the same sun and moon sign, so because I was born on a new moon, I believe. Well, mine's an Aries. Sometimes it comes up as a Taurus. I'm like a cusp on everything, but it's usually Aries. So, and I do have like that outside, like a really bad temper and stuff. So, would not surprise me. I'm not talking about like the cusp. I'm talking about like the Pisces female with the Aries male combination. When I read that, there's so much pain in the Pisces feminine because the Pisces females are like major like empath and motherly and giving, and it feeds the Aries who can be a real narcissistic dick and asshole if they are fed to be that. They can get in that real quick. So the Pisces female is usually like begging for love and giving and loving and buying things for them. And I think a lot of water sign females are that way. Well, the Scorpio one's not so much, but I notice the Pisces mainly are really like that, and the Cancer females sometimes are as well. And it just feeds the toxicity in the Aries male horribly. And I'm not trying to be mean, it's just what I picked up. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, get away from this shit. You know? So it's just, it can be a tough one to balance. Let's say that, okay? That's just it. I feel like a lot of water signs, they're more empathetic and they struggle to stay in their power with it. So I don't have much water either. Yeah, I know the toxic side of Aries can be very toxic. They can be very arrogant and fucking assholes, to be truthful. I've seen it. The Leos too, man. The Leos too, let's be fair. So, But my husband's North Node is in Aries, and it's kind of funny because the Aries North Node is a spiritual warrior, which is exactly what he's doing. So I was like, that's kind of funny. My North Node is the Gemini, which is the opposing of the Sag. So I don't know. Aries men can be real toxic. I know. I know. Yeah, mine's a Gemini. You have to do your natal chart, but it's part of your life purpose. Okay, so I'll keep reading here. For some of you, this masculine's going to come in for another chance or try to. Okay? But they know, and I feel like for some of you, there's definitely been boundaries and walls put up to this. They have to come in balanced. They have to come in balanced. So, and I feel like some of you are like, if they come in with a second chance, they have to come in and balanced. So it's just going to be different for every situation because I see major boundaries here. Yeah, if they connect to you or they like, try to connect to your energy, you guys, and you do feel sickly from it, that's a good sign that you're letting go and that they're still in a toxic energy or in the dark energy. Okay, so listen to that. Listen to it. Okay. But I do feel for some of you like this person wants your forgiveness as well, and they may come in apologizing is what I'm hearing. But for some of you guys, this person, like the lesson is something you guys need to take out of this. Okay, so you are being asked to take the lesson out of this and forgive this individual because there was a blessing behind this connection I'm picking up on right now. Okay, and some of you are angry. They're an asshole. They used me. They're a prick, blah, blah, blah. But are you taking the lesson out of it? Okay, because regardless of what you call this connection, doesn't matter. There's still a lesson here. There's lessons with everybody we cross paths with. They mirrored something back to you that's very significant to your path. Okay? And that's where I feel like Twin Flames comes in, really, is to mirror back that shadow work for you to, So and this person's not being vulnerable with you. They're not being open with you. They're very closed off that I'm picking up on, or they have been that way. For some of you, they just come in very sexually and playful and that sort of thing. Okay? But this person, it's almost like what I'm picking up here for some of you is this person wants to be more open with you, or they want to talk to you about things is what I'm hearing. Okay, but they're not doing it. This is what I'm hearing. This person's being tested very heavily, you guys. So I'll just tell you right now. Whoever's energy this is, or like I said, this is a lot of people that are in the dark timeline. Okay? So take it as it resonates. But it's not the right timing to really, have contact with this individual if that's your story, or try to force this with this individual right now. It's really time for you to separate and learn the lessons behind this connection, because this person is going to be dealing with a harsh reality. Thank you for the donation, Kristen. So if you feel like this person's like living it up and, you know, all this shit, you're wrong, okay? They're going to be as transparent as a screen door, okay, if they're living an artificial life. So if they're truly happy in their environments, whatever, that'll show too. Okay, there's no hiding anything anymore. Because right now this individual is like really having financial issues, you guys, and I don't feel like they're acknowledging that either. Okay, they're struggling financially, their abundance is suffering, their life is suffering, and that sort of thing because of their ways. You know, if you want to go down the dark timeline and you want to be controlled and that sort of thing, you got to pay to be there. Okay, you got to pay to be there. Whether you give up your finances, whether you give up everything you have, whether you give up your life, whatever. I mean, just take it as that. If you want to hold on to a job right now that's torturing you, for example, you guys, like, you got to pay to be there. It's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something. And for some of you, like, this individual is watching you move on to another connection and it's bothering them. Okay, and they don't feel like they're good enough, and they don't feel like they can be, because they feel like they're tied down here to a belief system around money, children, or beliefs they've had since they were a child and that sort of thing, and they just don't feel that they deserve any more, they can't have any more, that they have to be loyal to this old system, because the fear around upsetting these other people that are running on this too is pretty strong. But what they don't realize, if they rise up, they could help other people in their environment see that too. But there's fear behind this. Because they're literally being controlled by money, jobs, okay, whatever. And that's what the system wants to do. They want us reliant. They want us reliant. For some of you, that's your story as well, is that you're like putting up with bullshit over money, right? And I do feel there's going to be a collapse in the money anyways. Oh, of course they do. They buy the programming hook, line, and sinker, and they don't want to fucking admit it's a lie, because that would be swallowing your pride, and admit that your big inflated fake ego is nothing more than that. Is nothing more than that. Because some people are like, oh, I got this degree and I have this job and I'm so much better than you because you're just a piece of shit, basically. And these individuals are going to get a huge reality check as well, that their degree is a lot of lie too. I've been picking that up lately too, is that a lot of like degrees and stuff like that, there's going to be a realization they were taught a lot of shit to just work the system. Okay, for example, some people that work in the medical, like they're told they're mandated reporters, or you know, they're this and that, and they got to report when somebody's naughty and doesn't follow the system, or they got to report when they see that somebody's not following the dictation, for example. I mean, yeah, you report some horrible situations as well, I get that, but what this does is it gives some of these people that have a degree, and I'm just using medical as an example because it's what I've seen with my own two eyes. I know there's awakened people in medical as well, but they go and report everybody to fucking CPS that's not following the system or the dictation. And then they're like, well, I'm a mandated reporter and I'm a nurse and I'm in this and that or whatever. And then they go and they have this like inflated ego about it. And they go know it all and go around and dictate, and all they're doing is working for the fucking system. Okay, they're helping control and keep the system together. They're helping run it. They're helping get people in trouble with the system for not following it. Okay, and they have this huge inflated ego with the degree they have behind it and think they're above society, and they're just being played. They're just being played, and that's the thing. They're just a puppet with strings, and there's going to be a huge reality check for some of these individuals on that. Okay, that's why I appreciate all of my followers that are waking up to that and rising and bringing the light in, because that's what we need, is the balancing act in the medical really bad. Okay, so you know, I was, like I said, I was in nursing school and I was like pushed to drop out, and I'm so fucking glad. Okay, I'm so glad. And it's like they walk around like at the beginning of the pandemic, for example, and you know, some of us were awake at from day one. I knew it was coming, so I was like, oh, okay, here we are. And a lot of them were like, well, I'm a nurse, and you need to do this and that, and as a nurse, da 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 da. And it's like, just shut up. I don't want to hear it. And I just got really annoyed. But then my followers were like seeing all of it from day one, So I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just the fucking truth. It's annoying. And I even said and I would say, like, you're just working the system. Like, you're protecting this shit. I would say that to people. So I don't know. Your mom probably actually has like an open heart and compassion, which a lot of medical employees don't have right now. Okay? They just don't, because they're trained not to. Courtney, then if you're awake to all of that, then you're not part of that. Did you not listen to me? Why don't people just listen to what I'm trying to say? I'm talking about the ones going around and acting like they can go get people in trouble for not following the system and the dictation behind it. Okay, Courtney, then answer this for me. I have lost 10 people in my life that are not COVID related this year. Do you have a know-it-all answer for that? I'm so sick of this shit. God. There you go, you guys. There's one. Okay, Georgia Peachy, that's the type of stuff that we need. That's what we need. That's the type of medical we need. And I know there's people passing away left and right, you guys. There's people dying from everything right now. Okay? It's not like that we're not acknowledging that, and there's going to be more and more and more of that going on. Okay? There's suicides, there's overdoses, there's car accidents, there's so much shit going on, and I feel like sometimes they only acknowledge what happens in the hospital or in the medical. I've known at least 10 people that died this year, and none of them are COVID. Not one of them. Oh, thank you, Natalie. I think there's lies behind it too. There's just too much weird stuff going on. Oh yeah, there's been deaths left and right. There's deaths every day right now. It's unreal. So we can't just sit and only acknowledge the Rona ones. Those are the only ones being acknowledged, the ones that are in the hospitals. But then what is strange is some of my friends have been into the ER lately and they were empty. So what's going on with that? So Oracle Scarlet, yeah, I've looked into that actually, and there's been hints of that on cleaning products. Yeah, I know they've been writing like that's down as Rona. I sometimes wonder if people are getting sick because of the lower vibrational energy and the fact that the earth is actually rising and it's causing them to be ill, whether it's Rona or not. That's what I think is going on. I really do. you know, because from my experience, when I've been in a lower vibration, I don't feel good, you know. So that's what I think is some of it. And everybody's going through pain right now. Everybody's going through shifts right now that are uncomfortable, and everybody only wants what they see acknowledged, and that's it. You know, and I understand there's a lot going on right now. I just also understand that I don't have control of all of it. I can't save everybody either. So, yeah, that's what's going on with people in the dark timeline. You're going to feel like shit. So, I've never been scared of COVID since day one. I just wasn't. I saw it coming though. And I remember it was like 2018 maybe, my husband kept talking about it. He's like, there's going to be some sickness coming, and I keep feeling like people are going to wear masks and stuff. Like he knew too. So, you know, if you can predict it or see it coming, then it's planned. That's how I see it. So, I feel like 5G is behind a lot of it. 5G is like horrible. Yeah, the antibiotics. I've been hearing about that too. I don't get it. Thanks, Heather. Sorry I'm being a bitch tonight, you guys. It's just like ounce of like me, or whining and stuff. I'm just so impatient with today. I don't have it in me. I'm also, like I said, I have a lot of pain from this pregnancy. I'm just like, I feel sorry for anybody living in my house. So, I'm just kind of the point where I'm just like, you know what, get out of here. Just get out. Because we've all experienced death this year. I can't, every one of us. Every one of us. Okay? So, I mean, my husband's stepfather passed away. There was just a lot of things. I mean, our cat got run over. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you can't sit here and tell me you're the only one that's seen death this year, because we all fucking have. And I'm just sick of people acting like they're the only ones. You know? She was just saying that you're not, you don't know, you're, what is, because when I was discussing how some nurses like are actually running some of the dictation on the outside, they are, and they don't even know it. Not, and it doesn't even have to be nurses, like anybody who works in the system. Okay. And I actually have dealt with medical staff trying to bully me because I'm not following the rules of the system. Okay. So I just know. And she got offended by it and pissed off. So, and I'm not talking about all of them, because there's medical that are well awake and aware, and there's medical with actual bleeding hearts that are trying to be a change here too. So I am not pointing fingers at anybody. So the fact she took offense, that's not my problem. There's nothing I can do about that. But it's just true. There was a medical staff involved in trying to get me in trouble with child protection because I didn't want to fucking follow vaccines and shit. So, you know what? I've been part of that. I've had them try to do that to me, and I don't appreciate it at all. And then I have clients that are psychiatrists, doctors, surgeons, you name it, in the medical that I help, that get information and guidance from me to take to the medical. So, and at the beginning of the pandemic, some of the medical staff were major bullies. Sorry. It's just the truth. And I know some of you work in the medical, and you know that. Yeah, my orange kitty got run over. My husband walked outside, and there was the city guy, like, literally, like, scooping it up off the road. Yeah, today, the shift today was quite intense. And it's a new moon too, I think. Yeah. Weird. I don't know. Yeah, I was really sad about my kitty. See, I've worked in direct care, and there is a lot of women that bully in direct care. So I've seen it firsthand. Oh, thank you, Bethany. Actually, mental health is something that I really focus on. So, my kids did okay with it. I think me and my husband felt worse. Well, that's the thing is, accepting death is one of the big things that we all are being pushed to do right now because it's been ingrained in us to not accept death. So then when people die, they hold on to it and they never let go. And I understand that there are certain deaths that are extremely difficult to embrace. Like nobody should lose a child and stuff like that. I get it, you know. But death is something that people fear and never let go and stuff like that. I don't. Who's Kathy? I keep seeing this Kathy talk, and I don't know who Kathy is. Women ages 30 to 60 are the age of women that I see the most bullying from. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it was a tabby. It was female, which is rare. Jesse, I think you need to like ground yourself because your comments on my channel have been a bit odd lately. Just saying. Okay, and I don't know who Kathy is. So, no, we don't truly die. Angela, that is very true. And women, like, I don't know, like, I think that's part of my karma is women in general. But those catty ones in the dark timeline, I can't deal. And they try to say they're so loving and stuff like that, but I've seen some of the most, hostile behavior in the victim consciousness. And it's really hard for me to have the patience for it. And I grew up around a lot of women, and I've always like enjoyed men better as friends or like women that were more masculine or women that are awake. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference to me. So women don't like me. They've always like had a jealousy with me or hatred, an immediate hatred. And they've even said that like I just hated you when I first looked at you. Okay. Well, that's cool. But, and on a good and the good side of it is that they just never really messed with me either. They just leave me alone for the most part. So, you see women having cat fights in the bars and shit. Nobody ever does that. Like with me, they don't mess with me. I think some of it is like those that are meant to be in a divine feminine place, and to me a divine feminine, there's misconception around that too. To me a divine feminine is somebody in their whole self that is actually going to impact this world and has like a strong mission. I think that that is sensed on people from birth. So, I think that the intimidation is right away. Okay, because I think people can sense on us that we're intimidating or we're on to them. I mean, I've had people like think that I like spy on them and shit. Like throughout the years, I'm not even kidding. Okay? Like, oh, you spy on me, or you just know I'm doing. And I remember one time there was accusations on me that I could see what they're doing through satellites, and I figured it out is because I would call out shit they would deny, but I was right. Okay? So, um, and then I get a kick out of people that, want to like prove my work wrong, that know me. And they're always like, no, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. It's like, okay, so I do all these accurate readings on all these other individuals, but with you, I'm wrong. Okay, goodbye. See you later. You know? Yeah, Princess Diana. Yep, I agree about that. That's why she was killed. Yeah, and I never meant any harm to women. But I didn't like them either, so I probably put off that vibe, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's whatever, but I think Marilyn Monroe is too. And she was AB negative blood type, just like my grandma. And my grandma kind of looked like her, and she idoled her. Well, any of us that have an important role in the new age of Aquarius, you guys, it's been programmed and installed in people to try to attack us and pull us back from the day we're born. It's just the way it is. And right now, with things getting more tense, those individuals that were disguised or wearing a mask as loving and stuff like that, they're coming to exposure. And that's where I think I'm losing patience with people right now because it's left and right with that shit right now. Okay, so AB negative is the rarest blood type in the world. I know that. So messages, you guys, you are so sexy. Then I'm going to get off here because I got a few readings I got to do before I go to bed. Oh, too many cards. Until it's a moon shift, my cards fly all over. I don't care how hard being together is. It's harder to be apart. Your beautiful face is always on my mind. And I've been bleeding in your silence. That should do it, you guys. I'm going to get off here, I think. Because I'm a little pissy at people. I had to boot 3 or 4 people out of this chat. Yeah, there is a low consciousness right now. So there's going to be more people coming out of the woodwork in the next week that, you thought were love and light and all that kind of stuff that might get a bit hostile. So just have boundaries with these individuals right now. They might come out of it. They may not. I don't know. I anticipate there's going to be some bullying going on social media as well. So, all right, guys. And I know when I email readings out, you guys, Gmail has been acting up because the Google system has been kind of fucked with lately. And I know YouTube was down this morning and stuff. And some people were like, oh, I didn't get my reading. And actually, I did mail it out. I did, or not mail, or I emailed it out, but I didn't send till later because the system was down like for, I don't know how long, but I think that Jesse guy needs some mental assistance or something. I don't know. His comments on my channel have been a bit out there. Sorry, but this is weird. My husband carries a recessive. I know that because we have one daughter that's negative, so you can carry it. If you have a parent that's negative blood type, you do carry it. So, for sure. Well, he's been commenting weird stuff, and I'm like, well, dude, what? Like, I think people are getting a little, like, a little out there. Yeah, there's been a lot of like no funerals and stuff, I know. Well, I don't know what's wrong with that guy. He commented yesterday something like, "Oh, you're saying I'm not an alpha," and then I don't know what the hell he was even fucking saying. And sometimes I have people comment on my channel that act like I'm spying on them or something. Today I had somebody comment, "I know you have fucking cameras in my house, you psycho bitch," and I'm like, what? You guys wouldn't even believe some of this shit in like my Instagram that I've inboxed that I've deleted and blocked. I mean, I don't even talk about half of it. It's nuts. Oh my god. Somebody commented on my Instagram post the other day that they know that um I'm on fans only or some shit, and I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, because I got time for that shit. I don't deal with them. I usually block them. When your Instagram has almost 13,000 followers, it's all the time. It's always something, and I'm lacking patience. I'm lacking patience. Is this reading? I mean, I have a new, guy I'm dating. Can this be for him? It's a collective people. Well, I've been accused of having cameras in houses. Um, what was the other one? You're a murderer or something like that. And then death threats. I've had several death threats. I had a woman get really psychotic on me about the vegan shit and then sent me like 25 voice recordings, and I just ignored them, and she'd send me more every single day. Like it was almost psychotic. It was very psychotic actually. And then I just ignored them, and she kept trying to video call me and stuff. And then the last recording was like, "I'm going to kill you." That's the kind of voice she and I think she's from like, I don't know, like Middle East somewhere or something like that. So the voice sounds like, "I'm going to kill you." I'm not even kidding. It's all the time. I just don't pay attention to it. I just delete it. And then I love the ones that think they can read me. That's my favorite. "I talked to your spirit guides last night and da 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 and just some bullshit, and it's like, no, I don't use spirit guides, and no, you did not talk to me last night. I don't know, it's just comical. No, I'm not even the psycho shit. And I think it was 13 Signs Tarot. She put up some screenshots of the psycho shit channel. And it was like, yeah, bitch is jealous. That's what I said to her. Angela, that's what I'm saying. I can't do I feel the same way. There's amino acids and, so whatever. People can judge me all they want, but I'm not a real big meat eater, but shit. It's always like, "I'm going to kill you." So she said. I can't even forget. I have A negative, but I like fish and chicken, and that's what A negatives have on there is fish and chicken. There was one that told me the cops are coming for me and stuff like that. I was like, okay. No, that one, somebody sent me voice recordings on Instagram, and I wasn't listening to them or paying attention because she kept trying to video call me, and it was psycho, and she got mad at me. And I was like, I'm going to kill you. That's how she said. I just laugh it off and ignore it. It's not easy it's not easy to be so exposed to the public, especially like flapping the truth and stuff like that. Like people get really pissed. It's just not easy at all. It was horrible. But it's like, would you rather tell me what you want to hear and it never happened? You know? I can't do that. The voices are. I don't know. And that one's like, bitch, you got cameras in my house, you psychotic bitch. And I'm like, okay. Take your smart TV out. That's probably what's watching you. And your phone. You won't even believe this, Jay. Like, it's just insane. Some of the crap I just talk. I know, the smart TV is like, I don't know. I've been like paranoid about TVs for many years. I couldn't stand them. He helped me with stretches earlier and massaging my back some because my back hurts so bad. I can hardly walk. It's so bad. It's so bad. So, smart TV, like, it has like, some of them have cameras on them and stuff, and they have like Netflix and stuff built into them, and they hook up to the Wi-Fi and all that. So, the Bluetooth. They do. My husband says that he thinks the elites have like a TV or something they can flip through and watch people's houses with all their devices. I'm like, oh my God, probably. So, I'm going to kill you. Right? Yeah, we didn't have it till I was older either, the cable TV or the internet and stuff. I don't know. All that spy stuff, like, it creeps me out. And I know there's portals, like energetic portals around us too that they watch through. Because there's one out my window that I can't get it closed. It closes for a little bit, then it reopens. But my husband thinks it's possibly where I channel my collective's energy through too. So I don't know. But there's portals everywhere watching us and shit that we don't even see. So it's kind of creepy. Watching people have sex, the TV and shit. Well, my husband's been pretty right about everything. And then when we were kids too, we used to see like weird planes like flying around and stuff that we'd noticed that nobody else did and shit. I don't know. It was weird. Well, it seems to me that the laws are only to control us anyways, and the upper hand, doesn't follow them because why is that? Because we don't have to either, technically. So, what's real mental health problems? The conspiracy theories? Because that ain't no mental health problems. I don't know. I think it's my collective's portal because it seems like when I read with the collective, it opens back up again. So it makes sense, you know. So I don't know. But there's so many different dimensions and stuff. Well, there's documents out there that even say that our TV programs us. You can find the document and read it. We even found drones in our yard. I think it was last summer we found 2 dead drones in our yard. I'm not kidding. And you tell somebody who's sleeping that, like, oh, isn't that funny? Huh? It's like, oh, yeah, because in the town I live in, you see drones all the time. I know. It's just. They were like, they were like regular drones, but they were spendier ones. I mean, they were like cheap ones by any means, but there was 2 of them in like 2 weeks or something like that. That was in the yard. So, well, like back in the day, you guys, I think they had the technology to spy on us too. I really do. I don't think it's a new thing. I think they just, they lured us in with this advancement and we took it hook, line, and sinker. So it's easier for them. But I think we've been spied on for many lifetimes. And the sleepers are like, oh yeah. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't even want to like. Are you lone wolf? I think a lot of my following is RH negative actually. I know a lot of them are. I work with a lot of RH negative clients because you guys hold a lot of wisdom. That's why. And the upper hand wants your wisdom. That's why a lot of the RH negatives get energy siphoned. And I've actually had some followers that I had to boot off my channel because they're like, the RH negatives are trying to take over the world and da 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 da. And, you know, it's the abilities that we're born with that they want. So, well, my husband is A positive and he's got the negative recessive gene. So, and he's like extremely like in tune, obviously. So, but the RH negatives, they're, you know, really empathetic. So luring us in to get energy siphoned and stuff, I think is easier. And then the wisdom, the born wisdom, and then the youthfulness that they contain as well. A lot of them have a natural youthfulness. Because we had a child that was negative blood type. So he has to carry the recessive. Otherwise, it would be impossible. And we have 2 positive children and then 1 negative. So when I found out, because I just assumed he didn't carry it. So when I had my 3rd child, I was like, well, just give me the Rogam because, she's probably positive too. And like, no, she's A negative. I'm like, okay. And she's very, very like psychic and like in tune and wise. And she's a healer and she transmutes toxic energy too. So you can tell even at her age, she's working overtime. Oh yeah, this technology, I mean, they've been spying on us for a long time. We're literally like experiments. And that's why people are like, well, according to science, everyone should be able to wear a mask. And you shouldn't have a breathing problem because science says. I'm like, okay, so we're science experiments? Why are we science experiments? I'm not a science experiment. So you know what? If I get a bloody nose from wearing a mask every time, then that's what happens to me. Okay? So I don't give a fuck what science says. So certain science can shove it up my ass. Or their ass, sorry, I don't know. My nose bleeds every time. And I can't breathe and it's panic. Come on, I hate it. It doesn't protect you against viruses. It's a false. It's control. It's a control device. It's also a medical device. Okay? And I don't give a shit what anybody says. It's causing more harm than good if you ask me. That's how I see it. I don't know. And I've had people get pissy at me about that too. Yeah, negative blood type, you're born awake pretty much. It's just kind of the way it is. So that's why a lot of negative blood type feel like they don't fit in or they're targeted. Okay, that sort of thing. The mask, what I think is going on is that they do watch who wears them and who doesn't out in public because they're seeing who's going to be in compliance and who's not. I really do feel that. So, yeah, I grew up in the 90s too, but we still were controlled and programmed and being dictated. You know what I'm saying? Like, this program's been very heavily since 1955 with the artificial intelligence, and it was all to try to dumb us down for the age of Aquarius. Literally designed to try to dumb us down and stop us from the age of Aquarius, is what a lot of it is. So, but they can't like just do it, instantly. So it's been a progressive, a slow progressing program since 1955. So that's why a lot of the older generation, they don't think they were a part of it. Because they're like, well, when I was a kid, da, da, da. But they were. And it was designed to destroy the nuclear family. And it was designed to make people sick. It was designed to make people dependent. It was designed to program people to dumb down, all of the above. So that's why a lot of these movements that everybody buys into, which I do support, that some of these movements have a purpose behind it, but they've been hijacked and made into toxicity. And it's been hijacked to make people dependent on systems and to, they don't realize what they're actually fighting for at the end of the day either right now. So this is the kind of stuff we're trying to dismantle and expose, is all that shit. I think the mask, what it's going to do is people are going to start having major lung issues from it. I really do think that. Bacterial pneumonia, more asthma issues, um, lower immune system, stuff like that. That's what I think. Yeah, they recommend masks till 2021. Yeah, they're going to try to have a permanent thing. I've been having some false attraction contractions, not attractions. I've been having some like Braxton Hicks and pain too. So I don't know. Maybe these Aries boys, they're just, I don't know. It's been awful. Yeah, well, it's probably the new moon shift. I don't think it's healthy. And I don't. I get panicky. I can feel my heart rate go up with one on. I don't like it. And people are like, no, that's not it. Okay, so you're in charge of my health and my body and my reaction to shit. I don't think so. And the thing is that we can use our own natural law, common law. We can use that. They can't really do anything about it, you know. And if businesses want to promote it, fine. I just won't go in there. Like Costco won't be seeing me again, that's for sure. I just feel grateful that I actually have, I can actually provide for my family and have that ability at home without having to go wear a mask all day because I couldn't do it. I'd have to quit my job. So, yep, we'll have to boycott stores. I'm not going into the city anymore, that's for sure. Not to go shopping. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a midwife or not because I'm having issues trusting people. So I've consulted a few, but I need to feel like I can trust them, because right now I don't really want people in my personal life that much. I just don't. So, and I have issues around the medical anyways because of experiences, and then those mandated reporters being little spies on your own decisions in life. So I'm very, very leery about the medical right now. Very, very cautious and leery. And a lot of it is because they're mandated reporting and bullying that they do and that I've experienced. You just let it go. You don't reconcile. We've talked about unassisted. I don't even like to go and I don't like to step into a doctor office. And as far as like a home birth too, I don't like anybody who works for like an office or a medical office. I'm just not sure about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You don't reconcile, you let go. I said that already. You'll get drawn to more RH negative. Okay, I'm going to get off here, guys, because I'm going to do some readings. I know it's late already. I got to do at least a couple here. There's a couple people waiting. I hope they mail out tonight because I know the Gmail's been acting up. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.